The California Voter ID Initiative, it is common sense.
Reform California is celebrating a major milestone in a push to require voter ID in the Golden State. Organizers said they submitted more than 1.3 million signatures for a voter ID ballot measure. The measure requires voter ID for in-person voting in California, and it creates an amendment to the state constitution to require state and county election officials to verify the citizenship of all registered voters. County officials will now verify the signatures submitted. If enough are valid, the issue goes to the voters this November. So what could this mean for the Valley? Well, supporters say that voter ID will strengthen election integrity and public confidence. This is Clovis Mayor Pro Tem Diane Pierce earlier today at a rally in the Valley.
Either there is really fraud happening at unacceptable levels, and I personally argue that any fraud at all in something as fundamental to the integrity of our constitutional republic is unacceptable, in which case voter ID will solve a severe problem. Or fraud is not happening at unacceptable levels, in which case voter ID will simply serve to strengthen our trust in our elections and their outcomes. Neither of those options is worthy of opposition.
But there is opposition. So the argument against voter ID, opponents are arguing that ID requirements, they create barriers for low-income residents, seniors, and people who don't have easy access to documentation. And for an area like the Central Valley with a higher poverty rate than much of the state, they're calling this measure voter suppression. And so this is a representative from the ACLU Northern California chapter.
Our elections already is secure. The only thing it does is to add additional barriers for many of those who it costs time, money, they have to find childcare to be able to even just go get some form of identification.
So this idea and this debate over voter ID has been in the zeitgeist for a long time. And now Assemblymember David Tonguba, he was the organizer of Rally in the Valley today. He's got a solution to that issue, and it's baked into the measure. So this is the language from the measure. It says the amendment would require the state to provide upon request at no charge a voter ID card to be used in casting a ballot. Okay, but if you're asking, well, what about when people register to vote? Because right now, there's no requirement to prove your citizenship when you register, but the measure addresses that too. And now we all have to wait and see. So the measure would require the state to verify the citizenship of every voter on California's voter rolls. Whether that system is enough or should it be tightened, that is a decision that voters may have to make themselves come the election in November.